Before it was torn down in 1984, Gold Star Studios stood quietly on Santa Monica Boulevard in Los Angeles, its unassuming exterior belying the revolutionary sound created inside. From 1950 until its closure, Gold Star became one of the most influential recording studios in the world, a birthplace of hits and a sonic playground for visionaries who would forever change the way music was made. Though its doors are long closed, the echoes of its legacy still ripple through the history of rock and roll, pop, and soul. Founded in 1950 by David S. Gold and Stan Ross, the studio's name, Gold Star, was a fusion of their surnames, but the magic they conjured was anything but simple. Gold Star Studios was where innovation met emotion, and it became the heart of Los Angeles' exploding music scene during the 1950s and 60s. Its signature sound was defined by a custom-designed echo chamber that produced a lush, haunting reverberation unlike anything else in the industry. That sonic identity became central to what would later be known as the Wall of Sound. Producer Phil Spector, arguably the studio's most famous patron, used Gold Star to pioneer his dense, layered production style that turned simple pop songs into epic symphonies. The Ronettes' Be My Baby, the Crystals' Then He Kissed Me, and the Righteous Brothers' You've Lost That Lovin' Feelin' were all crafted within its walls. These recordings didn't just become hits, they became templates for how modern pop music could sound. But Gold Star wasn't a one-sound studio. It hosted an astonishing variety of artists and genres. Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys recorded many of the Pet Sounds sessions at Gold Star, pushing the limits of studio experimentation. Legendary session musicians like the Wrecking Crew, many of whom practically lived at Gold Star, lent their talents to a staggering number of recordings, making the studio a crucible of collaboration. Artists like Tina Turner, Sonny and Cher, Frank Zappa, Buffalo Springfield, and even Bob Dylan walked through its doors, each leaving their mark on the studio's evolving legacy. The studio's allure wasn't just about acoustics, it was about attitude. Gold Star was a place where rules were broken and new paths forged. Its engineers encouraged experimentation, and its laid-back, often chaotic atmosphere allowed for bursts of creativity that would have been stifled in more rigid environments. It wasn't flashy, but it was magic. Even as newer, more high-tech studios emerged in the late 1970s, Gold Star retained a cult following, but its time eventually ran out. In 1984, a fire damaged parts of the building, and the decision was made to demolish the studio shortly after. What stood in its place was not another temple to music, but a strip mall. Still, the spirit of Gold Star didn't vanish. It was immortalized in the records it helped shape. To this day, Gold Star Studios remains a touchstone for music producers and audio engineers. Its signature sound is still studied, its techniques still emulated, and its mystique still very much alive. The loss of the building only amplified its legend. A place where some of the 20th century's most iconic songs were born, Gold Star wasn't just a studio, it was a sonic cathedral, a workshop for the emotionally resonant, and a beacon of fearless creativity. Gold Star Studios may no longer stand in the physical sense, but its legacy is pressed into vinyl, encoded into digital files, and etched in the hearts of listeners everywhere. It reminds us that music history isn't just made on stages, it's built in echo chambers, behind soundproof doors, under fluorescent lights, by people chasing something extraordinary.